Aloha, RawOrganiConrad here, Friday the 11th of October. We did one for Friday the 13th, didn't we? Now it's Friday the 11th. Friday 11th, I like the Friday 11th. I like that number. Friday the 13th is fun too. Friday 11th is good. So here we are, down in the jungle, at home, out on my porch, out on my veranda, on my lanai. And I've got myself a $10 juicer. $10 juicer, you right, hear that? $10. Actually, it was less because I bought buy one get one for second, get second one half price. So $7.50 plus tax. $8 juicer. There you are. Nice cheap $8 juicer. I've got these grapefruit from my local fruit supplier, Janet, down here on the Red Road in Calipana. And so I'm going to do a little mixture right here. I'm going to do 2 grapefruit and 2 oranges. Another orange. These oranges are from my mother's tree in Honolulu. All that pulp, so I just pour it in there. There you go. Put that there. Look at that. Cheers. Good combo. The sweetness of the orange really works out nicely. To balance all that bitterness of the grapefruit. But now we have some of these sweet grapefruit. Yeah, look at the color of that compared to that one. And then the orange. Pulp out of here. Clean it all out. Do one of each. See how that goes. This one doesn't juice just easily. So I did that 90-day juice fast. Went for 90 days. No, didn't go for 90 days. Went for about 45 days. And then I fell off and I ate a lot of different things. Thinking back on it, I can't necessarily remember exactly what the first thing was, but once I ate the first thing, that was it. I was going. I do remember the first thing. I got a loaf of freshly cooked French loaf. I mean, it was fresh. It was so fresh. It was hot. I was excited. And I got an avocado and some cashew nut cheese and some local tomatoes. And I made a little sandwich. But that was it. I opened the floodgates. Next thing you know, I was making French fries at home and deep fried spring rolls. Lots of sandwiches, lots of bread, mushrooms, soy riso. I'd love to cook the soy riso. But sooner or later, after doing that one was really good. The sweetness of the other grapefruit really. That was perfect. That was the good component. That was the combination right there. One of each. Good. Anyway, what was I? Right. Sooner or later, eating all those different foods caught up with me. And I started to miss the energy I had. And it wasn't so much that I missed it, I was unmotivated to do things. And really only motivated by food. And then, I guess, all it takes was somebody to come along and remind you of who you are. That's what happened. Greta came along and reminded me that I was RawOrganiConrad, that I shouldn't be eating these things. And so I went a whole week without eating them again. And I had a friend helping me. Greta was there, and we both did it together, and we spent a whole week raw. And then she went off and lived with Crunchy, and she ate some bread. I remember she told me she had a sandwich, and that triggered me. That was it. I went and got myself some more bread, and I did the same thing. And you can go back. There's a video I showed, 5 days being raw. That was 5 days after I didn't have a piece of bread. I had the salad. I talk about that salad in that video. That's the salad that I felt like I wanted to have because Greta had that sandwich. Interesting how the brain waves work. It was just like... Anyway, because I had been taking that 7-day break with Greta, when I had that salad, I felt it very clearly the next day. I knew why my energy levels were diminished the next day. I was connected with how the oils and the dried fruits and the not 100% raw ingredients in that salad had affected me. And so, because I was conscious of that, I could now take that energy and run with it. But I didn't straight away, I enjoyed the fact that I was eating some cheat foods and had like a cheat couple of days and cheated for a few days. And then finally, I think about 2 weeks ago now, I told myself that I missed that energy. I wanted it back. And that the pieces of bread were not worth the diminished energy I experienced afterwards. That no matter how good that bread tastes, no matter how much it felt good to have it in my tummy, in my mouth, tasting on my taste buds, the diminished energy just wasn't worth it. And I remember that day, I went down to the bakery to go get the loaf, and there was someone outside eating one, and I told him, that's what I want. And he gave me the last of his loaf. And it was almost like the universe telling me, I don't need to spend any more money on this energy. Here is your last token piece. And I accepted, and he even had avocado to go with it. But it meant that I didn't have to buy a whole loaf. I only had a small piece. Because if I'd have bought that whole loaf, may have eaten that small piece right then and there, but by the end of the day, that loaf would have been gone. And it would have been inside me, and I'd had to process it, and all that other stuff. So I'd lucked out. I only had a small piece in me in that day. And because I only had that small piece, I noticed the energy levels. I was very conscious of it. And so the next day, I was less inclined to get that loaf, or the next time it was made, because they only make them on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So the next Saturday, I wasn't so inclined, but I did anyway. I went and bought it, and that was the day of the Holea music festival here in Hilo. I remember, And my intuition told me to give that loaf to the same person who had hooked me up with a little piece on the Wednesday earlier in the week. And I remember very clearly, I got cramp in my feet. It was like this weird intuition thing, like, you've got to go give that bread away. You don't want to be eating that bread. And I did, and that was the day. That was the last day that was the first day, rather, that I was been working. And now it's been 2 weeks. I've gone 14 full days. Actually, so today's Friday, so it's not quite. It's 13 full days today. And yesterday, we drove our friends to Hilo twice, and it took a lot of energy out of me. And at the end of the night, there was Rory's quinoa salad sitting on the back seat, and I ate it. And I mean, I looked at the ingredients first, and everything in it was raw except for the quinoa and the olive oil. So they were really quite low offenders. And I said to myself, well, the olive oil is probably a tiny teaspoon, or 2 or 3, depending on who made it. And the quinoa, I remember Dr. Sebi talking about how quinoa was alkali and good for you. Even though it was cooked, I know, and it was in a metal pan, and that was the metal energy of the pan. But anyway, I woke up this morning, and once again, my energy levels were slightly diminished. And I've been trying to avoid that so hard. Like, every time I see the cooked food, I think about myself. It's those diminished energy levels. You don't want that the next day. You don't want that energy level. Stay away from it. And yet, that one moment, there was the salad. When I go into the stores, I'm very strong. There's no way. It's my money, it's my energy. There's no way I'm buying those things. But when it was just sitting there, and yeah, that was my moment of weakness. Fortunately, it was just a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of quinoa. And I feel like I'm processing it quite quickly. Because I do eat so clean. And it's orange juice breakfast. 3 pints of orange juice in the morning. Brilliant. Actually, I had an avocado as well. But that's me. That's my raw diet so far today. Thought I'd make this video to show my moments, my lower moments, to show myself how important it is to stay raw. So that next time I have a craving, I can look at this video and think, yes, I don't want those diminished levels. They're not worth it. That piece of bread may smell amazing, but my life smells even better. I'm RawOrganiConrad. Don't like this video. Don't subscribe to my channel. Just juice. Aloha.